Hey, it's Jason with jams.net. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm with my 1991 Chevrolet G20 conversion van, and I absolutely love this van. You've probably seen a few videos about it since I recently acquired it as part of my car collection. But one thing I want to do is replace the standard backup bulbs with LED bulbs that are a little bit brighter. When I hit the brake and if I'm up in the mountains, I really want those things to shine so everybody can see me. So what bulbs am I going to use? Let's take a peek. Now, I will say, while I was looking for bulbs, I had to inquire with a company to make sure they made ones that would work on this 91 G20 conversion van. Granted, it's a standard bulb, so I figured they would, but I wanted to ask. So I reached out to AutoOne. AutoOne produces really high quality LED bulbs, and they are longer lasting, they use less power, and they claim that they're going to be really high brightness. So this is the brake light bulb, which I believe takes 2 bulbs, one on each side, and then there's 1 bulb for each tail light. I already have one unscrewed, so let's take a look at the back and talk about what I'm going to do here. So this is one of the beautiful things about an older Chevy is it's pretty darn easy to work on. Now, there's a lot of things I'm going to be doing to this van over the summer, like touching up some of the paint. But some of the quick things I want to do are just like bulb replacements like I'm mentioning here. So when you look at your 91 or mid-90s or late 80s G20 van, all you're going to have to do is remove these 4 torque screws. And these specific torque screws, I believe it's a T10. Let me just confirm. But it's actually a T15. I am wrong. So what you're going to want to do is have a torque screw. This is a T15 or torque 15. I'm going to use it on my screw gun because these are really long screws, but you could have a hand screw, whatever it is. Just know it's a T15 to actually undo these. So then all you're going to have to do is undo them 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this whole assembly might seem like it's kind of tight because it's probably been pushed in over the years and grime might be in there. But just take your fingernail and pull it back. And when you pull it back, it's going to come out just like so. Now, I do have this bulb out, and I'm going to show you how I got the bulb out on the other one. But for now, this is what it's going to look like. That is your bulb that just pops in. And these are the AutoOne taillight bulbs, 1 for each side. That's just going to pop in its place. Before I do that, I want to show you what the current brightness looks like. So let's step over to the van. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn the lights on just to show you what the running light looks like. And that's out. Okay. And this is in. So you can barely see it, but decent illumination. But if you're up on a foggy mountain at a national park or something, may not be as bright as you want. And this van is going to be used for these excursions. You notice that the brake light isn't on up there, and that's simply because I don't have the brake compressed. So let's start the van and compress the brake. Gotta love old GMs, 2 keys, 1 for the door, 1 for the ignition. But let's go ahead and start this bad boy up. I'm going to use a paint stick to put on the brake down here and just kind of nest it right there just to hold the brake pedal down. And you can see it gets a little bit brighter, all right, which is kind of what you would expect when you compress it. And you can see it looks like a bulb is out up there anyways, but I believe that has 2 bulbs, that 3rd brake light up there. So let's unscrew this and we'll go ahead and do the first one step by step, and then I'll put the other one in. Our key points: I would have a can of WD-40 because I'm going to lubricate these screws when they go back, when they go back in. Don't lose any of your hardware. I use this handy Harbor Freight dish just to hook to the bumper to keep all my screws organized and safe. And you'll notice that when they come out, these are stainless steel, it looks like, but I'll just shoot it with a little WD-40. They are quite lengthy. So let me go ahead and get my camera set up, and we're going to do this one together. But this is what it looks like currently. We'll focus on that one side, the third brake light, and this. Now, it is daytime, but you can get a good idea. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Again, this is a T15 torque screw. I have my screw gun on level 1, so I'm not going to really get too crazy. And you're going to want to undo all 4 of these T15s off of the van. It seems like on the low. So with all 4 removed, this is gonna feel like, man, is there something else holding it? But it's not. It's just take your hand and you gotta be really careful to just kind of pry it off, because it is on here nice and tight just from years of sitting. So I'm kind of putting my fingers behind and just giving it a little bit of a push. So this one is being a little bit stubborn, so I'm just going to take a screwdriver or a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to wrap it just a little bit to prevent any craziness and just kind of motivate it to come off a little bit. Now this one's being really stubborn to get off, and I can already tell at some point somebody cracked this whole side, so they probably got impatient. But I used the screwdriver just to go along the edge, as I showed a little bit, just to try to get a little bit of separation. And then I'm going to continue to just take my hand. There we go. And it, I mean, you're literally going to think this thing is like glued on here probably. And then it comes off. There we go. It's that weather stripping. It creates such a tight seal, which is good. And then that's going to expose the actual bulb. This is the one that we are doing. These are the reverse lights. This is a conversion van. That's why you see all this insulation in here. This is also why these bad boys get mice in the winter. They love this insulation, so you got to be very careful of that. So the next step is going to be to take the bulb out, and you're going to want to twist it that way. Just push this in, you twist it, you can let that hang, and it comes out. These are the standard bulbs, so if the car was running, they would be hot. So keep that in mind. I'm kind of in the way of the camera. I'm trying to do this mindfully here, but this is just gonna pop out. It's coming, I promise. And I'm gonna pop this bad boy out. Let me get my my rag here to put over it when I pull it out. Give me a little bit more leverage. So this one, I don't know if moisture got in here or what. This bulb is not wanting to come out. The other one came out with no issues at all. And you see I have some needle nose pliers, but it's actually separating. So I'm going to make an executive decision to just gently tilt that to the side and then take my needle nose pliers and attempt to pull this out like so. You can see all that corrosion in here. Absolutely not ideal, because it's almost feeling like it might be fused into this, which means I got to get this whole new thing, and I got to put something new in. So let me keep working this really carefully. Okay, I was able to get it twisted. There we go. And I got it out. Okay. So there's no corrosion, it looks like, in the actual assembly. But you can see how there was some corrosion in that bulb. So when I twisted the bulb, it didn't want to come out. The other one is not like that. But now that I have this out, I can seat the new bulb, the new LED bulb in it. It looks like they actually have some grease or something in there, so I'm not going to add any more to it. I'm just going to seat the new bulb. And you can see with the old one, it has these little dimples that would go on the side. So let me go get this new LED bulb. So again, these are the AutoOne LED. These here are the brake light bulbs for the tail lights. Part number X00373HT4X. AutoOneLED.com with a 1-year warranty. You can see the bulb here. You can see the dimples. I'm holding it by the sides. And then you basically are going to place the bulb in like so. Okay, so let's go test this real quick and see. So I'm just going to the van to cut the lights on just to make sure I'm getting a light. I have not walked back yet to see. Look at that. I'm getting one. Very nice. It certainly seems bright to me. Heck yeah. Man, that will burn your eyes out. So then let me cut these lights back off. And I can go ahead and... Actually, before I do that, let's show what each one looks like here so you can get a real good view. So that is the one I installed. This is the old guy. So you can clearly see just out of the gate that is brighter than this. Now these will obviously get illuminated red by in here. So let me go cut the lights off real quick. Okay, so the light is off and we can place this back in. And you're going to want to insert it like so. And you're going to twist it to the right. And it's going to kind of go up over this guy here. And then it's nice and secure. And you can basically place this back on. And then we can go ahead and put all 4 T15? All 4 T15s back in. So this is what it looks like just running. I do not have the brakes compressed yet, so let's go compress the brakes. The reason why I'm starting it, I don't want to just be compressing the brakes with it all. Put my handy dandy stick back. Hold it like that, got my brake compressed, and let's take a peek. Do I notice a difference? Honestly, the guy on the left seems brighter to me. The stock one. That is very, very interesting. Well, the good news is these bulbs should last longer and I got that corrosion out. The bad news is I do not see the spectrum illumination like I anticipate. I mean, that is the old bulb, and in daylight, it certainly seems a bit brighter. Stock one. Now, what I do like about these, they're not going to get all hot. This bulb you won't even be able to touch. So let me go ahead and cut the car off, get the brakes off. So that is what the bulb that was in it looks like. It's so hot I can't even touch it. And that's the new one. that we're putting in. I'm going to keep this bulb just in case I need it later. Okay, so what do I think of the rear brake lights in this 91 Chevrolet G20 conversion van provided by AutoOne for LED bulbs? The install was pretty straightforward. You saw I had some issues with this one simply because of corrosion from the old bulb, but I was able to fix it. And they do seem a hair bit brighter, but not as much as I expected. So if you're looking for something just to blind you when you hit your brake lights, I don't see that on these. Now, granted, they're just running right now. I don't have the brake light on. I just have the lights on. But even so, I didn't notice anything significantly crazy. In fact, the old bulbs kind of seemed a little bit brighter. But the benefit of an LED bulb is they don't get all hot, which is nice when you have all that insulation and whatnot back here. Theoretically, they shouldn't blow as easily as the regular bulbs. And the install was pretty straightforward. So if you're looking for LED bulbs just to modernize your van or any other vehicle you have, you probably can't go wrong with these. It's a natural fit and they work with no issues whatsoever. But again, if you're looking for like, holy God, that guy hit his brakes, I can't see, which you probably don't want, frankly, these aren't going to do that, but they definitely are a nice upgrade. So thank you, AutoOne, for sending these to me. That's my opinion of the LED bulbs. Let me know what you think in the comments below. A link to purchase these is also in the comments below. Have a great day and thanks for watching.